I mentioned earlier that a single page can rank for dozens or even hundreds of keywords, and I showed you an example of a site with over 20,000 keyword rankings. So it shouldn't surprise you to realize that many of these rankings are part of the long tail. Now, I said earlier that you shouldn't focus on long tail, and I stand by that. Your focus should be set on the body keywords, but that doesn't mean you should ignore long tail searches either. Long tail keywords are a sign that tells you what information people are looking for. If you were to write an article all about WordPress theme frameworks, you would want to make it extremely thorough. You wouldn't want to miss out any of the points that your readers wanted to know about, would you? Long tail keywords can help you to find these topics. Now, my favorite database for this kind of long tail keyword research is called Keyword Toolio. It gathers hundreds of results from Google suggestions. These are the searches that Google suggests to you when you're typing a keyword into the search box before you've finished. It's based on real searches from other users, and it tends to focus on recent searches. So let's have a look at some long tail keywords for a WordPress framework. Okay, here are some interesting results. So I'm going to pick them out at random. So there's WordPress Framework Comparison 2015. I would actually use 2016 instead. Then there's WordPress Frameworks Compared. There's WordPress Framework Tutorial, WordPress Framework Architecture, WordPress Ajax Framework, How to Choose a WordPress Framework, WordPress Framework Drag and Drop, WordPress Easy Framework, WordPress Framework for Designers, WordPress Framework for Beginners, WordPress Framework Less. In this case, Less is a tool that you can use to speed up the development of cascading style sheets, in other words, the style sheets for the web pages. And finally, there's WordPress jQuery Mobile Framework. Long-tail research tools can give you a big list of smaller topics or ideas that you can work into your article, but it's important that you don't accidentally stuff keywords into your article. If you remember the German Shepherd example from the beginning of the webinar, it's easy to put too many copies of the body keyword into the text. Instead of using the long tail keywords that I looked at a moment ago as they are, I would strip out the original body keyword from each one. If you remember, the original body keyword was WordPress Framework. So instead of using phrases like WordPress Framework Tutorial, I would use the term tutorial somewhere on the page. So this leaves me with this list of keywords. Comparison 2016, Compared, Tutorial, Architecture, Ajax, How to Choose, Drag and Drop, Easy, For Beginners, For Designers, Less, jQuery Mobile. As you can see, these are parts of a phrase. They don't necessarily stand on their own as a complete meaningful sentence, but you can use them inside your article, and they do reveal what people are looking for, what kind of information they want to know about the WordPress frameworks. So there's actually a ton of these keywords, and they all suggest content ideas to flesh out your article and make it really awesome and thorough. The main thrust of the article is still WordPress theme frameworks. I would still focus all my SEO efforts on getting rankings for the phrase WordPress theme frameworks. But if I wrote about these other topics inside that article, a couple of magical things would happen. First, I would start to rank for lots of long tail searches related to the topics on the page. I might find my site getting traffic for weird combinations of words I never imagined, such as tutorial covering Ajax in WordPress frameworks. The other beneficial effect is that all of these words help to reinforce my site's relevance. When Google ranks pages for a user's search, it doesn't just look at the keywords that the user typed. It looks for other words on the page that support it and prove the content is relevant. In other words, there are some words that Google expects to see on a page that's really all about WordPress theme frameworks. When these words are present, then Google gives the page a boost in the rankings. This is one of the reasons why long content works better than short content. Because it's longer, it contains more relevant keywords. Some people refer to this list of supporting words as LSI keywords or latent semantic indexing. LSI is a technology to automatically detect related words. It was developed by one of the companies that Google bought out when it was expanding. LSI may or may not be the exact technology that Google uses. There are other algorithms they can use as well, and they're quite secretive about this sort of thing because revealing that information would make it easy for spammers to take advantage of them. It doesn't really matter if Google is using LSI or some other related algorithm. What does matter is that it looks for related keywords to improve the rankings of a page. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in today's webinar. Although the 8 steps are really simple, they're also really powerful. If you use them, you can find a ton of keywords with high traffic volumes. You'll be able to quickly find keywords that your competition has totally overlooked. And you won't be stuck trying to build traffic for weak and ungrammatical keywords. I hope you see how easy it is to find keywords that everyone else is overlooking. If any of these steps that I covered today are not clear to you, use the feedback system. I'll make sure that your question is answered individually.